Like, fuck. All right. Interrogation of Geralt Hallbringer. He's apparently already talking out of character and fucking bitching about meta. All right, Sergeant, what is so goddamn urgent that I got out of fucking bed? I was like about ready to fall asleep to my favorite porno. Yeah, you remember the 2 girls, 1 cup? That shit puts me to fucking sleep every time. It's just like
You are a very sturdy man, sir.
you know, yeah, it just puts me to sleep.
All right, so I've got Mr. Hallbringer here.
Oh, Mr. Hallbringer. Oh well.
Yeah, he's questioning the intent for the search, as well as he is very upset that somebody outside the police department has found out about the information he leaked to us.
Oh,
and it's causing problems for him.
Oh, is it causing problems? Oh, I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with Mr. Hallbringer. All right, great. Well, Mr. Hallbringer, I would welcome you to MRPD, sir, but you've already been here, so welcome back.
Yeah, I'm growing quite sick of this place. I was hoping to be all fresh and clear after, I served my 132-month sentence, but it seems you guys served a search warrant after I served my time, and somehow were able to, put another warrant out within that time of me being out.
Oh.
But I don't understand how that was, possible.
You don't know how it was possible that we use probable cause based on information that we have about you and use that to get a search warrant from a judge, search your apartment, find a shitload of stuff that you stole,
but
and then...
I was never in the possession of drugs that was, like in any sort of crime, or was I was only caught running from the police. That was my main charge for, most things. So where did the search for narcotics come from?
Man, this is so weird. Mr. Hallbringer, are you employed, sir? Do you have a job?
I am not. It's been hard to find one in the city.
Okay, so you're not like employed secretly as like an attorney, or you've never been a lawyer or anything like that, right?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, let me take some time to explain to you how this works, and then after that, I'm going to take your balls and I'm going to firmly put them in a vice, and this conversation is going to have a very quick shift. I just want you to make sure you hold on to the walls when it does, because what happens in the next few minutes is going to determine a lot of very important things in this city. So here's what we do, Mr. Hallbringer. We have this thing called an investigation. You think we've been watching you just yesterday and today? No, we've had eyes on you all fucking week. We've been watching your comings and goings. We've been watching what you've been doing. And then we take the information that you gave us during your interrogation yesterday, during which time, of course, you were incarcerated for, let's see, felony reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident or a hit and run, just for starters. And then, of course, what do? We find you in possession of stolen government property, trespassing on police property for the purposes of stealing a police car. So consider yourself lucky that you got the 100 and some odd minutes that you did, because you were facing over 300 months worth of charges and about $100,000 in fines. So we took all of that problem. I'm not done, Mr. Hallbringer. I'll let you speak. Just hold on. So we took all of that information that you gave us, and based on your previous record, based on your interrogation under Miranda, where you indicated your, what was it, Sergeant? His group was stealing the benzocaine, or his group knew where the okay. Well, those individuals already we have records of those individuals already stealing from other locations. So we put all that together, and that equals probable cause, which means, based on that information, there is probability that you have or will engage in a crime, and in this case have engaged in a crime, given your knowledge of the benzocaine, your associates, and what we know about them, we had probable cause that benzocaine would be found in your apartment because you don't have any other places of residence. So we got a judge to approve that search warrant. We went in, and what do we find? Fucking benzocaine. And in addition to that, I found myself what looks like a electronic device to hook up to some kind of a car theft network. I also found 4 baggies of 2 grams of marijuana, which in and of itself might not be suspicious. But then I find a phone. Strangely, it looks like one of those old, like Sergeant, remember those old like Nokia phones they used to get with like the light up antennas and shit. And what do you know? When I turn that phone on, Mr. Halbringer, what does it do? It connects me right to somebody who's like, y'all want to buy some drugs? You want to sell some drugs? So what I've got on you right now, sir, is I've got about 13 kilos of benzocaine, which is definitely over $10,000 in street value. So I've got you for grand theft. I've got you for trespassing in a restricted facility, which is LSIA. I've got photographs of you in a stolen car, stealing out of those luggage containers. In addition to that, of course, I've got you for the drugs, and I've got you for the intent to distribute. And the benzocaine in your possession, sir, that's intent to manufacture. So I have got your balls in a massive vice. Now, let me make sure this is it. I'm going to give you the rest, and then I'm going to let you talk. See, there's a problem, Mr. Halbringer, with the fact that you are unemployed, sir. I went back and looked at your employment records. I can't find a job anywhere, and none of your buddies over at the New World Performance Shop will tell me that you work there. They're all like, nope, that guy don't work here. Nope, he don't work nowhere. So here's the problem, Mr. Halbringer. I'm trying to understand how somebody with no job, no prospects whatsoever, is able to afford a, let me check my notes. What, $440 some odd thousand Toyota Supra, because I went down to the dealer and opened up the catalog to see how much that car costs. So I'm trying to understand how a man with no employment, no money, no prospects can afford a car like that. And well, when I find the ability to sell, manufacture, and distribute drugs, well, that looks like to me like ill-gotten gains. And we've got this federal program through the DEA. You may have heard of it. It's called asset forfeiture. And when individuals obtain items like cars and jewelry and homes and cash and shit like that, when they do drug sales or drug manufacture, then the DEA can come down here and seize those assets. So what's going to happen here is you're going to jail, number one, non-negotiable. Number two, whether or not I give that car to the DEA and they take it and crush it is going to depend upon whether or not you want to start talking. Now, the sergeant here tells me that you're upset that some of your cohorts apparently have discovered that you were here and maybe you've been doing a little bit of talking. Is that correct?
Yeah, that makes me actually afraid to talk to the police about any of the ongoings because it has already been leaked.
Well, I mean, that's your choice, Mr. Halbringer. I'll be more than happy to turn that Supra over to the DEA. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with you between you and the bank. You're probably still going to owe for it. But, I mean, if you don't want to talk, you have a constitutional right to remain silent. I'll go ahead and book you on what I got, and I'll go ahead and take your car and its keys, and I'll turn it over to the DEA right away. I can do that for you. Is that what you want?
Yep, I plead the fifth.
Okay. All right.
Just be aware I have not Mirandized him yet.
You have not Mirandized him yet?
No.
Okay, Sergeant, was there a time period in which you were planning on doing that? Was that before or after you gained a confession from him? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, Sergeant?
Yeah, I got you. My bad.
All right. Well, fortunately for Mr. Halbringer here, I don't need his confession because everything that I've got is hard evidence based on that search. So my ask, Sergeant, is to feel free to book Mr. Halbringer here on all of the charges that we have based on the search. If Mr. Halbringer, for some reason, disagrees with the search warrant or whatnot, he is free to find himself a city attorney, and he could file an appeal with the city, and I'm sure that we can have the judge come in and take care of that. Who that's going to be or when that's going to happen, I don't really know, but that's not my department. So, Mr. Halbringer, it's been great seeing you, sir. Very sorry about your car. My advice to you, stop breaking the law, sir. That might be a good thing. That you're not cut out for this. The fact that you decided after you knew that you had a felony warrant out for your arrest, the fact that we had a trooper that put up $30,000 of his own money, that was not my idea, to haul your ass in here, and your response was, hey, maybe I'll go steal a police car, tells me that maybe you're not taking this situation very seriously. So I certainly hope that this will kind of help re-educate you on exactly how serious of a situation you're in. Because now you're going to be a known narcotics trafficker, which means that now doing things like looking into your affairs, or if you happen to be in a place that we know dealing is taking place, or if there's a deal and we respond to a suspicious person report or something like that, and you're in the area, you're going to get stopped. You're going to get searched. Why? Because you're a known narcotics trafficker. You just caught yourself a Nancy flag. So it's going to get a lot harder. So I would say take some of that effort and find yourself a legal means of work and maybe focus on that.
So that charge with the stealing a police car, I had tried to dial 911 multiple times, to which no answer, and I felt their only way to get the police's response was to do something at their property, and I did not pull off in it, did not do anything other than get in, turn the vehicle on, and so. But yeah.
Oh my God,
Mr.
Halberg, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. I had no idea. So your phone was broken. You couldn't call 911, and so you used the police vehicle.
It wasn't broken. I mean, yes, you could consider it broken.
So those two perfectly good phones that were in your apartment that I saw this morning, it was just a little too much effort to go across town and get those, huh? You couldn't go to the Digital Den and purchase another phone for a few $100. You couldn't do that either, huh?
My phone wasn't broken. The 911 number dial does not work, and I was not aware of that while trying to dial 911. I kept getting no answer.
Okay, and so that is okay. You're right. So, gosh, Sergeant, Mr. Halberger here has a winning argument for why he should be definitely not considered to be, like a low down, dirty piece of shit car thief. Because he tried to steal government property. Mr. Halberger, how fucking stupid do I look? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? Maybe an 11? Is that because that seems to be what you think is written across my face? I don't care about your problems for calling 911. Getting the attention of the police would have been as simple as standing out front of the fucking police station and just waiting for us to come by. I mean, that would have sucked. I get it. But you know what? It would have not involved theft of government property. So I really don't care what your excuse is. I don't care if, like, your mama was dying and on her deathbed, she's like, oh, Geralt, please, the last thing I would like you to do before I die is to go steal a police car. I don't fucking care. Okay? Stealing, the fact that your ass was in a police car, that's theft. I mean, plain and simple. The reasons why are irrelevant to me, and all it tells me is that, well, like I said, this criminal life for you, I just don't think you're cut out for it. Maybe you ought to stick to something that's a little bit more at your intelligent level, like maybe gathering garbage or delivering the mail or something like that. Because whatever y'all doing with this drug manufacturing shit, it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last at all. So, are you sure that you don't want to talk to me? You sure you don't want to tell me about your buddies and maybe get your car back and do some other stuff? Or are you just willing to go to jail and just let your super be crushed and all that shit? Well, this is great, because honestly, I really didn't want to sit around here and talk very much. So, Sergeant, if you would do me the favor of going ahead and slapping Mr. Halberger here with, everything that we got, including intent to distribute and whatnot. And Mr. Halberger, my condolences for your vehicle. That thing was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet. Sounded really good in the warehouse. The DEA boys will be by here probably. It'll probably take them, I don't know. It'll probably take them about a week or so. They're really kind of slow on the budget. So if you change your mind, you want to come on in and sit down and have a conversation, I might be willing to hear you out, but don't wait too long, okay? All right, Sergeant, you got any questions for me?
Would you mind hanging around for just a couple minutes after we finish this up?
Yes, sir. Yep, I'll gladly hang out.
All right, Mr. Halberger, do you have anything to say before we set you up?
He is going to quit.
All right.
Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Mr. Halbringer is going to find it a little bit more difficult to go to the jail and work those jobs.
Union 301, requesting transport prisoner to Bolingbrook.
We'll go. Like,
All right. So when he did put in an 911 call this time.
oh, that's good. Figured that out, didn't he?
Yeah. So when he did that, I was in the middle of actually writing up a warrant request for a Rocky Dennis.
Oh, really? For Mr. Dennis? Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's a
so,
known associate of his.
Yes. So I responded to a suspicious person that I Los Angeles International. Surprise, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Just so happened to be there. Two individuals and unidentified individuals were searching through the luggage baggage down there. As soon as they saw me, they ran back to the vehicle, and the vehicle's plate came back to Rocky Dennis.
Oh, well, wow. They're stealing Benzicaid in their own fucking car. See, Sergeant, this is what I'm talking about. These boys are so fucking stupid that they are going to lead a trail of breadcrumbs right to their front fucking door.
Yeah, so I was in the process of sitting on Rocky Dennis's house up in Nerd Park when I got the call. So he hadn't returned there just yet. But like I said, I was writing up that report too while I was there.
Okay, and so are you looking for an arrest warrant, or what are you looking for?
Misdemeanor warrant for questioning.
Misdemeanor warrant for questioning. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what was the vehicle that they were using? Do you remember?
BMW.
Oh, is this okay? Yeah. Please tell me.
BMW M8. It outran me very quickly.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's an imported vehicle. There's going to be a paper trail a mile long with that car. So, if that's the vehicle that you saw and that is the owner of that vehicle, then consider that misdemeanor warrant granted. That alone is going to be very strong probable cause, given the fact that is going to be a 101 car imported with, like I said, a mile long of paperwork. Those are not vehicles that you can just pick up anywhere in the city. He has to pay a fee. There's all kinds of processes and shit they have to go through in order to get a car like that into the country. So yeah, 100%. If that's what you saw, then feel free to execute that warrant. Again, like I would, whatever misinformation you want to feed them. Fuck, I mean, you can let them know that we've got Mr. Halbringer's fucking Supra in the warehouse, and the DEA boys are going to come pick that up, and they're going to crush that fucking thing. So, we could always line a BMW up next to it, too. I mean, I could use an M8. I don't know about you, Sergeant. You interested in a Supra?
That thing, it blew me, so, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, boy. I would say, yeah, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I think that we could start with the misdemeanor warrant for questioning. I would say bring him in on suspicion of bring him in on under suspicion of theft, and let him sweat it out in a cell, and see what you can get out of him. Like I said, don't be afraid to use his car as leverage, because that's what these boys seem to care about. I mean, actually, I'm kind of surprised that Mr. Halbringer is giving up his vehicle so quickly, but I have a feeling that he might be self-deporting as a result of this. So, unfortunate, but, he made the choice. Yeah, so I would say based on your interrogation, then we can look at whether or not we might want to serve a search warrant on the Mirror Park residence, because that would probably be the next possible place. Got a feeling that these cards might start, these dominoes might start falling pretty fast, Sergeant, so, do what you got to do, and if you can, if anything comes of your investigative efforts, if you can drop me an email, just give me the cliff notes. I'm probably not going to be available until, at the very least, probably tomorrow afternoon. But I'll be available if you need to send me an email or something like that. I'll be happy to correspond with you. I just may not be able to fly into the city.
All right, no problem. I'll do that if I have anything.
How did you catch Mr. Halbringer tonight? I think I missed that part.
Oh, yeah, he sent out a 911 call saying that he was injured and needed assistance.
Oh, he was injured and he needed assistance. Oh, that poor bastard. Well, it was probably either gonna, he was either gonna land in the hospital for a while or he was gonna go to jail. I mean, I think there was pretty much the only two paths that were gonna be his. So, and he might find that the electrical work up at the jail isn't quite as satisfying as he remembers. Oh, he's gonna be in there a long time. What'd you put him up for? What do we have in the report?
75 minutes.
Oh yeah, see, he's already done more than that, so he's good to go. I don't know, personally, Sergeant. I think I ought to talk for sentence reduction and save my car, but that's just me. I don't know.
Definitely was worth $440K.
Yeah, shit. I hope it's worth it because that boy's gonna be paying for a car probably that he don't have. Oh shit. All right. So excellent work. Nice job roping him in. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's too bad that his boys maybe have found out that he was snitching. He should have just kept his mouth shut the first time. Would have made things easier for him and harder for us, but they never learn. Any other questions or anything you need from me at all?
Nope, I think that's it for now. I've had my suspicions about Mr. Dennis being the ringleader of that group for a while now. I just kind of putting two and two together with things.
Well, I mean, we do have, we've got some of your surveillance. We've got, so I would say, do what you feel is best, but these boys might get shaken up with a little bit of misinformation if we come in hot and heavy and, telling them what we got. I mean, at this point too, it's like, I don't think Mr. Halbringer is going to be particularly cooperative anymore. So, maybe just like I said, feeding him some misinformation, make him think that we know a lot more than we do. And maybe Mr. Dennis will fold under the pressure. And as a result, we might learn something that we can action on. So, yeah, like I said, if anything good comes out of that, let me know. We'll, especially if there's a search warrant involved, I'll do my best to try and review that information. If anything, I might be able to do the approval over email if there's a write-up involved or something like that. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to be the reason why we can't move quickly on these boys and secure the evidence that we need to secure and start putting some people behind bars.
All right. Yeah. I'll finish writing up the warrant and I'll send it over.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it, Sergeant. And I look forward to seeing the warrant. And nice work. Really nice work. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. You have a good night.
Thanks. You too. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call. He's gonna be like, "Oh, that wasn't possible. That wasn't possible. That wasn't like, oh, fuck you." Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. I don't care. Now he's just gonna get out. Just watch. He's gonna get out and just go crazy. He's gonna get out. Now he's gonna start shooting and killing cops. Now he's gonna start